Hi, today we are sitting with Tom, who's just finished his boot camp, and Tom has just completed his boot camp. We got a job within a month. Welcome and thanks for popping in, Tom. I'm going to just ask you a few questions.
Yeah.
Thank you. Right, first of all, tell us about what you did before Code College. School days. How did you think about coding, and what inspired you to study software development as a career?
Yeah, so prior to Code College, specifically in primary school and high school, I was just mainly focused on passing school, but my main focus was actually sports. I wasn't really interested in tech and coding at first as a young person, but after high school, that's when I started researching what skills are valuable in the workplace. Then I came across coding. I thought it was too far-fetched in the beginning and too difficult, but from there I decided let me give it a go, and then I decided to go into the field from there.
Okay, and why Code College? How did you find them, and what stood out about them?
So chose Code College specifically because Code College offers a wide range of practical experience and skills to learn. Um, Teach you coding from the beginning phases all the way to the point where you can build your own full stack and backend systems. They also teach you team collaboration skills, presentation skills, so mainly practical skills that are needed in the workplace. So I saw that as an advantage. So if I could learn that, I could easily be comfortable in the workplace. So I think that's the main reason I chose Code College.
Great, thank
Yeah.
you. And did you have to know basic coding to apply to Code College?
Not at all, actually, because Code College provides like practical experience from the beginning phases of programming. So they teach you the basics of syntax, all the way till the point you can build actual projects. So no prior experience for coding is needed before I joined Code College. Yeah.
And tell us about the typical day in coding bootcamp.
Yeah, so typical day in the boot camp would mainly be starting class at 9 a.m. and then we'll usually finish between 2 and 3 p.m. So during that time, we would basically, like I said, do a lot of practical work. First, we'll start off with registration. Then we would basically have a Q&A where we'll ask questions about the work we learned previous day. Then we'd just get into our IDE and start building the project that we're working on as a class according to the chapters that we're covering. And we'll get into teams as well, do some team collaboration activities where we'd build mini projects and systems and add functionalities to what we're working on. So that was the time from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. Then afterwards, we'll do pair programming sessions, which is where we'll partner with another student, and basically we'll record YouTube videos, and during the video we'll basically recap what we learned and go through all the coding exercises and explain it to each other, just so we can have a deeper understanding. And then like the day from there would, depending on your schedule, after that it will end at like 5 or 6 or so.
Okay, so how many hours per week would you say, more or less, to spend on your studies, or would you say is needed to spend on your studies?
With class included or outside?
Yeah,
of class?
say you can break it up.
Yeah.
Say class is 4 hours, and then the rest.
Yeah. So typically a week, I would say between, with class included, would say between 30 to 40 hours a week.
Yeah,
because you're adding the paid programming sessions as well, and also your studies in the evening.
Yeah, so it's a normal 8-hour work day.
Normal 8-hour work day.
Yeah.
So yeah, like similar to the workplace.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And what is the teaching style like at Code College? Because people, when they come to Code College, they're used to school. So what are the differences between teaching at Code College, teaching style, and school?
Yeah. Interesting. So teaching style, like I mentioned, when we're learning, it's very practical. So our teacher would provide a space where we could constantly build projects, add new features to our projects, add new functionalities and constantly do activities together, like debugging exercises and all of that. So that was the practical sense of it. And then he also provided a space where we can learn a lot of theory. So we'd ask questions about like what an API system is, and we go deep in understanding what it actually is, and do a lot of research. But mainly would cover between 1 to 3 chapters a day, and as we're going through each chapter, we working practically together, and we constantly teaching each other the theory side of things.
So can I say collaborative learning? Everybody collaborates, so the teachers and with the peers.
Yeah, definitely. You collaborate with your classmates, like as if you're in the workplace, essentially. Cool. Yeah.
Okay, so mostly you did it online because you live quite far away. How did you connect with your fellow students and instructors?
Yeah, so connected online with a platform, Discord. So we'd hop into a peer channel there, and with the class, that's where we would have class the whole day. So yeah, that's where most programmers connect. Then the other platform we used was Google Meet, where basically, if for instance, if I have an issue with my application and I'm struggling to fix a problem, I can basically just log the issue that I have on Google Meet, and another classmate.
And the Google Groups.
And Google Groups.
Yeah.
And another classmate or another teacher would basically come and help me with that specific problem. So almost sort of like a mini Stack Overflow for Code College.
Yes.
Yeah.
Cool. And what would you say you've learned in the Code College Coding Bootcamp? What can you say you've learned? If somebody asks you, what do you know now that you didn't know before the bootcamp?
Yeah. So definitely know how to build a backend system, front-end system, and full stack system. Mainly because we worked with JavaScript, Python, Django, different frameworks like Node.js and React and WinStack. Then for software engineering, specifically Java and Spring and SQL. But with all those tools and technologies, basically mainly learning how to build an API system, how to build a front-end application, make it look good for the user interface, creating actual servers, HTTP requests to fetch data from those servers, and so on. So yeah, so many things.
Okay, so then what kind of projects did you build in the bootcamp? You can say, okay, but basically your own projects, because you've covered the general projects that we've taught you. Yeah. What project for you stood out?
Yeah. So my most recent project was with Java and Spring. So mainly for software engineering, I built a supply chain backend system. So it's built it in a way where the logistics company can basically use it to manage their supply chain flow. It's a system that consists of 4 different user roles: supplier, admin user, warehouse manager, and customers. And built it in a way where each user role can basically order products from each other, so you can see that supply chain flow working properly, and also ship products amongst each other, so that ultimately reaches the customer. So yeah.
Great. Now tell us about the job hunting phase. When did you start learning about job hunting?
So yeah, say job hunting phase mainly began during the bootcamp, mainly because in the first stages they would show us how to build a website portfolio, and they'll basically help us to build that website portfolio, with the goal of adding projects and our skills to display on that portfolio, so that employers can actually see what experience we have. And then following that, towards the end, they'll basically help us formulate a proper LinkedIn profile on Upwork and other platforms as well, so that we're visible to other employers as well. And specifically with interview prep, just basically prepping you to be ready to answer technical questions and do coding challenges if you come across that as well. So yeah, it was mainly job prep and interview prep that was covered.
Okay, cool. So tell us about your job interview and were they interested in the Code College Bootcamp? Tell us a little bit, what was the structure of your job interview?
Yeah, so I had a panel interview with a manager and an HR manager interviewing me. So they'd ask technical questions and personal questions as well. But specifically with the technical questions, they went deep into understanding what projects I built. So they'll ask what projects I built. So I had to explain that to them, what skills I learned at Code College. They'd ask what a typical day looked like at Code College, my team collaboration skills. So mainly personal and technical questions is what they were asking. So, yeah.
Okay, cool. Thank you very much, and we will hopefully keep in touch so that we can see how you progress throughout your career, and hopefully you're an inspiration.